Welcome to this special YouTube edition of One on One with Mitch Lafon. Joining me this week is Klara Force, guitarist for the Swedish band Crucified Barbara. Their latest album is called In the Red. They were recently in North America on tour with Girl School, so I had a chance to sit down with Klara and talk about the band's history, In the Red, and their plans moving forward. No co-hosts on these YouTube editions, so let's get right into it. Here is Klara.
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
Good. I'm Mitch, by the way. We're going to talk about Crucified Barbara and
Yay!
the tour and In the Red and Lunatic and all that wonderful stuff.
Cool.
So let's get started with this tour you're currently on with Girl School. Tell me a little bit about the package and touring with that band, which is, one of the classic bands from the good old days.
Yeah, they're great. It's a great honor for us to go on tour with them. We met them a couple of times before, so and they're really nice guys. So it's cool to be able to do this tour with them.
After you're done with the North American tour, in terms of live shows, what's next for the band?
What's the next show?
No, what's the next? Are you going on tour of Europe? Are you going on tour of
Oh,
Japan?
yeah. Okay, sorry. We're gonna do festivals this summer in Europe. We have
Okay.
some in Sweden and around Europe, like going out for the weekend. It's usually pretty fun. But I have to say it's more exotic and interesting to be in North America for us.
It
It's
really is.
much more special. Uh,
How hard is it for a band like Crucified Barber to come and tour North America? We seem to be somewhat a difficult market for Europeans to break into.
yeah, it's hard. It's so expensive just to be able to get here, with the visas and stuff like that. It's not just to jump in the van and go out and do shows. It's a little bit more, takes a little bit more planning, of course. But I think the reception has been great, both on our last North American tour two years ago and
Right.
for this one. It's really fun to meet the fans all over uh, North America that we've only heard exist through the internet. It's nice to see they actually do exist.
It really is. Talk to me a little bit about the Swedish rock scene. I mean, there's a lot of bands, a lot of melodic rock bands. You've got Eclipse, you've got the Poodles, you've got a whole bunch of other stuff at Crucified Bar. What is it about Sweden these days that is tuned in to rock and hard rock like yourselves?
I think Sweden's been good with harder types of rock music,
Hmm.
kind of like always since uh, already early 80s. I think
Right.
I guess it's in our blood somehow. And a lot of people play music, and uh, it's big. I mean, we have a lot of good songwriters too in like more the pop genre, but extreme metal bands and melodic rock bands too. I
Yeah.
think people are just interested in both listening to and creating music in Sweden.
Yeah, because you look at some of the bands like the Electric Boys and all that. There's just well put together, much like yourselves. Now, your last album, In the Red, came
Mm.
out in the fall in 2014. What are
Yeah.
the plans for another new record? Have you started work on that yet?
No, it's we're planning to start after the summer
Hmm.
when festivals are over. I think we're gonna start to jam again. We had a blast the last time with before In the Red writing the songs for this one.
Right.
So we're actually looking forward to start writing again. I think we still have some ideas that from the last album that didn't end up on the record. So I guess we're gonna start there and see what we already got, and then just jam and see what happens.
Yeah, you got to love that. How does a band like yourselves put an album together? Do you have sort of one main songwriter and then the other people just sort of contribute musically, or does everybody have a say in what goes on lyrically and putting songs together? What is the
Uh,
process?
yeah, well, we're definitely a democracy.
Okay.
Everybody does their part, and we love to jam and write songs together. I think Mia, she writes the most lyrics
Hmm.
since she's the one who's gonna sing them. So the words feel right in her mouth, so to speak. And but we all do chip in. I've written a few. I wrote the lyrics for "To Kill a Man," for instance, and it's not like everybody has a set thing. You did this, I did that. Everybody chips in with everything. Ida, the bass player, for instance, she's very good with like listening to the drums and saying like, "Oh, what about having the kick go like this?" So
Hmm.
it's not like, yeah, we're definitely a team.
It's definitely a team. When you come to making an album, in terms of sound, is there a Crucified Barber sound where it has to sound a certain way, or are you open to any kinds of musical genres? I mean,
Yeah, I say we are definitely open to anything. I think that has been the ever since the beginning. We try to keep an open mind to be like free. We keep a free spirit for influences from all over the place, and not to narrow yourself with like, "Oh, we have to sound like this band or we have to do this thing."
right.
Rather just see what happens and write songs and riffs and lyrics that feel like, yeah, this is what we want to do and this is what I feel right now.
Right. Now, the first album came out in 2005. You're on your fourth album at this point. Tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about how it's been to get the band up and running. We're in a time period where new bands, and especially rock bands, are hard to find on radio and on TV and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah,
sort
it's
of been the
hard, of
struggle?
course. It's a
Yeah.
struggle,
Yeah.
definitely. But I think the answer for us has been to tour, 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 tour. But I think we're our kind of music. It's at its best live on stage,
Agreed.
and that's I think how you really manage to get people interested and like really getting the band. Even though we with this last album we are really satisfied and we think it sounds great, but I think there's always an extra element when you catch a rock band live on stage.
Oh, absolutely
It's
agreed.
impossible to get the energy just on a CD or vinyl. You need the stage presence.
Oh, absolutely agreed. As uh, as a group of women, have you found it harder with the music business, or do you get the same breaks? Do people look at you and say, "Oh, they're women playing rock," or does that not matter? Is there still sort of a sexism going on in?
I think yeah, definitely. Sometimes
Okay,
there is. I mean, but we try not to focus on that. We try to do our thing, write good music,
yeah, that's the answer.
uh, play hard riffs and rock out on stage. And then, of course, it's kind of tiring when you give it all on stage and you hear someone screaming, "Oh, you're so sexy!" between the songs. You just want to punch them and say, "Hey, but listen to the riff; it's heavy."
Yeah, I mean,
but
it
but you know,
must.
most people do get it, and I mean, not everybody can understand you in every way. So we try to just do our thing and have fun.
Yeah, in 2009, you went on a European tour, and it ended up as a film, a documentary film that Matt Lunsberg put together. Is there any
Yeah,
plans to do any other filming or another documentary?
yeah, we have talked about it, and I think our plan is to do something. I don't know exactly what, a documentary, live performance, DVD. I don't really know, but we're definitely discussing it. I mean, we have a 10-year anniversary this year since the first album was released, so
Hmm.
we should definitely do something to celebrate the
Yeah.
fact that we've been going strong for a very long time.
Yeah, and you mentioned the 10th year anniversary. Um, are you surprised, or or how does it feel to have actually lasted that long? Because a lot of bands come in, they last 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and they disappear. Making it to 10 is quite a feat. Um, how does that feel for you, having made a decade of music in a band?
I think it all comes down to chemistry
Yeah.
between the four of us. I would say we are our chemistry is pretty near perfect. We're a family for sure, and we're best friends. Uh, so I mean, we are very. I mean, we love each other very much, and we love hanging out both on tour, rehearsing, or just for fun. And I think that is the main thing that keeps us together, and also that we have found some kind of a formula to write great music together.
Yeah.
It's rare to be able to be both friends and co-workers, but I think uh, it it works out for us really well, and I think that's the answer. Why we've lasted for 10 years, and we're going to last for at least 10 more years.
Oh, that would be great. Now, you're coming to Montreal in June. Have you played
Yeah,
Montreal before, and what do you think of our fair city?
yeah, we did. I don't remember the name of the venue though, but we did a an American tour 2 years ago with a friend of ours, Crash Diet from Sweden, and
Right.
I remember the Canadian shows were actually the best ones on that tour. Montreal was awesome. The audience was great. So we're really looking forward to Canada.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show, and I'll be at it. So I look forward to seeing
Oh, cool.
and meeting you.
Mm.
Clara, absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for
Yeah, you
talking to
too.
me, or
Mm.
as I guess you say in Sweden, tack, right?
Tack, tack.
Yes, there you go. See, I
Yeah,
learned, yeah,
cool.
I learn a little bit once in a while, but much. It's such a pleasure. Now, um,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to talk to Enid of Girl School next. Do I need to call back, or do you just pass?
Yeah. Yeah, you have to call back because I don't know exactly where she is. So
Okay,
so can you call back? Just we say bye bye and then you call back,
great.
and I give the phone to our tour manager and you sort it out for
He'll
you.
figure it out. But Clara, thank you.
Yeah.
Very much looking
Thank you
forward
so
to the
much.
show, and
Yeah.
again, tech.
Yes, tack. So say make sure you say hello when we come to Montreal.
I absolutely will. Thank you.
Okay. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. That was Klara Force of Swedish band Crucified Barbara. Their latest album is called In the Red. Make sure you check me out on Twitter at Mitch Lafon, and head over to the One on One with Mitch Lafon Facebook page. Give that a like, and there you go. Another great interview. Thank you, folks. Cheers.